Hello everyone, my name is Alim Belu and I welcome you all to the latest Oxygen XML webinar titled What's New in Oxygen XML Web Author 25.0. During today's live event, my colleague Bogdan Dumitru, Senior Software Developer at Synchrosoft, will show you some of the features related to DITA Map files editing, as well as other general enhancements that will improve your editing experience regardless of the edited document type. And we won't be stopping there because you'll also witness firsthand a Git workflow demonstration that allows not only subject matter experts, but everyone to contribute content in a Git repository without having to solve conflicts and without them having to learn and remember data details or a specific topic structure. So everyone will seamlessly edit concurrently all the DITA topics by opening just the DITA map that shows all the topics expanded, also having the possibility to easily get around, sort topics, and add new ones. And many more surprises to come regarding the latest features of Oxygen XML Web Author 25.0. This is our last scheduled event for the beginning of the year webinar series, so we have in store for you some really great information. But before Bogdan starts his presentation, let me quickly recap some useful tips that you need to know about this event. As always, all of our webinars are being recorded. Be rest assured that this one makes no exception. After the webinar comes to an end, the recording will be made available on the event page on our site, oxygenxml.com, along with Bogdan's presentation slides and samples, and also the recording will be uploaded on our YouTube channel titled Oxygen XML that some of you might be accustomed with by now. And if you didn't get the chance to check it out, I encourage you to take a look at it afterwards and see for yourself the impressive library of tutorials that are available there. Another important aspect that we care about is that as we go along, we encourage you to ask us questions by using the questions panel from the GoToWebinar interface, where our other colleagues Christy and Michaela will assist us by answering to all of your questions in real time. And of course, we will be addressing those questions again at the end in a Q&A session, along with the latest entries for the benefit of everyone joining us today. With all of this being said, let's get today's event started. So I'm welcoming back to our virtual stage none other than Bogdan Dumitru. Hello, Bogdan.
Hello, Aline. Thank you for the great introduction. Hello, everyone. Let's get started with a little words about us, who we are. We are oxygenxml.com, and shortly we build XML-related solutions for over 20 years. So we are kind of specialized on XML, and we have solutions starting from XML editors like Oxygen XML Editor or Oxygen XML Web Author. We have solutions for publishing, Oxygen Web Help that publish XML documents to an HTML website. They're ready to be shipped. We also have solutions for review like Content Fusion, but you can see more by accessing our web page. Okay. About this webinar, well, as Aline said, my two colleagues, Mihaela and Christy, will answer your questions lively, and at the end we will pick up some of the most interesting questions and we'll answer lively. Okay. But before we start, I want to say a few words about the prerequisite knowledge. So to fully understand the slides or the ideas presented here, it will be great to have some kind of XML knowledge. Well, at least if you know the XML syntax rules, it's okay. So it's all right if you know the basic syntax rules for XML. like the elements. Let's say a few words about the XML syntax first. The XML syntax is very similar to HTML. You have elements and attributes, and I think this is the basic knowledge. Besides that, I will use a lot the term DITA. DITA is an XML specification, and shortly, it defines a set of XML elements and attributes with specific semantics. Okay, and last, I will want to say a few words about the Oxygen framework or the Oxygen document type. Well, an Oxygen framework is, or how to put it, in Oxygen, you can define an association rule between a file and the document type. For example, you can define a rule that matches all the files by the extension. So for all files, for example, that ends with DITA, you associate them with a specific document type, in which you can define the set of CSS or the actions or the validation rules for that document. So that every time you open a DITA file, you see an homogeneous editing experience. So this is a basic idea about an Oxygen framework. Next. Now let's talk about the agenda. The webinar is structured in two parts. The first part is consisting of some of the features that Web Author 25 brings, but not all. I've selected a few. Let's name them. So the first feature presented is the smart paste. The smart paste was already present in Web Author, but with 25 version, it kind of get an upgrade. We worked to improve the smart paste to cover many scenarios. Next, the floating toolbar actions. You'll see that in Web Author, the floating toolbar now can be configured to show action groups, and you will see actually how you can insert the links via the floating toolbar with the DITA document, for example. Next, you will see a new way to insert a new DITA topic in a DITA map with some newly added actions, some newly inline actions. Basically, there is a button in the document that you can use to add a new DITA topic in the map structure. And the last feature that I want to present is the outline view that we now configured it in the DITA Map framework to be present, when you open DITA Map files. So now, if you open a DITA Map document in Web Author, you will see the Web Author outline that can be used to navigate the map structure and also to edit it. The second part of the webinar is an extensibility demonstration where I've managed to put some features together and to achieve a solution for the Git conflicts so that multiple users can edit the same document, the same paragraph together without having to encounter conflicts when they save. So it's a pretty nice thing. Okay, next. Now a few words about Web Author. Here you can see the basic user interface of Web Author. Web Author is a web application that allows users to edit XML documents right from the web, right from the browser. In the center, you can see the document page. You can see its content. You can see images reference from the document. In the right side, you can see the review side view, and you can see other side views that are collapsed right now in this photo. We can also see that Web Author presents a toolbar with many buttons that are configured in the framework. I think that's it for a basic idea about how Web Author looks like. Next. And now you see the XML behind the document from the previous slide. So the point that I'm trying to make is that by using Web Author, you can stay away from all of the XML details, and you can focus on writing content rather than dealing with syntax rules. So you don't have to think about closing a tag from an element. In Web Author, you will how to say it, you won't risk to have an invalid XML, and it kind of looks better. Okay. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Oxygen XML editor or XML author, I want to say a few words about the relation or the difference between those products. Well, Oxygen XML editor and Oxygen XML author are both desktop apps, but Oxygen Web Author is the web variant or the web app that allows to edit XML documents in an author way. And the great thing here is that both Oxygen XML Web Author and Oxygen XML Editor shares the same Oxygen SDK. And this is great because some of the plugins that are written for Oxygen XML Editor can be seamlessly installed in Web Author because they both share the same SDK. Okay. Now a few words about the document type. Here you can see a picture from the Oxygen XML editor, more precisely from the document type dialog. This is a screenshot from the DITA framework. So here you can see how was the DITA framework configured, and you can here is the name, the description, and below you can see that the picture was taken with the CSS tab selected, and you can you see in the right side that there are a lot of CSS files configured. And besides that, you can see in the next tab, in the Actions tab or section, all of the actions defined for the DITA framework. So here is the place where you can define an action. And what is an action? An action is, let's, for example, bold is an action, and first you have to define it, and then you can add this action to the toolbar or to the contextual menu or in another place. And here you can see the edit dialog for the bold action. And the interesting thing here is that this action refers an operation. The operation actually changes the document. So we have the concept of an action that is defined by the user in the framework, and the concept of operation. The operation is the concept that actually changes the file, the document, sorry. We have a great set of operations built in that you can choose from when building your actions. You can choose an operation that inserts a fragment, and you can configure the fragment to be inserted in the arguments, in the operations arguments. But we also have more complex operations. Okay. And now something trivial, but with big importance, is how to open a document in Web Author. Well, you kind of have two ways to do that. The first way is to follow a link from a publication. And I've prepared here a link that will guide me to our user manual, like you can see. This manual was published with Oxygen Web Help and was configured to create or embed edit links here. Well, this link, if opened, will open Web Author with the XML source behind this topic. So behind this beautiful web page, there is somewhere an XML document, maybe committed on GitHub, but for convenience, if you want, if you simply click the edit link button, edit online button, the Web Author will open, and in a few seconds you can make a change to the source document. Okay. So this is an easy way or fast way to open documents in Web Author. Note that you can also build your Web Author URLs if you have another publishing engine, if you don't use Oxygen Web Help. Okay, and next, the second way to open documents in Web Author is simply to use Web Author's file browser. So if I follow this link, it will show me the dashboard or the main page of Web Author. You can see here many tabs. The Web Author doesn't store the files. It simply connects to a file server like GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLab and edits documents from there. In my case, I will show how can I open a document from GitHub. I need first to click on the GitHub tab, like I'm here. I'm already logged in, but I can change the repository by clicking this button. Let's say that I want to search for another repository, like this one. I can choose the branch, connect, and now I can browse for the file that I want to open. And with double click, it will open another tab that allows me to edit this document. Easy. Next. Now, I hope that everyone is now familiar with how Web Author looks and with how Web Author functions. So we can get to the interesting things. Now we can show the new features from 25 version. The first feature that I want to present is the inline insertion actions. This is a DITA specific feature that allows users to create new DITA topics when opening a DITA map. So let me show you better. I've prepared the DITA Map document that have a few topics referenced, as you can see. Those are the topics referenced within the DITA map. To be able to insert a new topic, simply I have to choose, I have to click on the More button, then go to Choose Style to enable the inline insertion actions, and then click OK. Now you can see a new button that appeared after the topic graph. And if I hover the button, it says Insert Element. If I expand all the topic graphs via the Expand All button from the contextual menu, you can see this button on every topic graph. And for example, let's say that I click the button here, the button after the Gardenia DITA, a menu appears, a menu that allows me to select Insert New Topic Action. And if I select it, a dialog appears. This dialog asks me about the new topic title and also about the place where the topic graph will be inserted. So I can give it a title like a new topic. And for the location in the DITA map, let's say that I want to add it as a first child relative to the Gardenia DITA. Okay, and when I click OK, the application will do two things. The first thing is that we'll create the file, and the second thing is that we'll add a topic graph element that points to the newly created file. And if I switch to the full text mode from here, you can see the new element. Okay. We find this great because it allows you to insert new topics in a DITA map without having to switch context to another application to write a file or to another tab. It's great because you find a place where you want the topic to be added, and right from that place you add it. You don't have to switch to another application. Okay, let's move on. Now I want to show the Smart Paste feature, or the improved Smart Paste feature. The Smart Paste support that is present in both Oxygen XML Editor and Oxygen XML Web Author allows users to import content by copy-paste from external sources like HTML pages, like PDFs, or even Microsoft Word documents. And the great thing is that when you copy and paste things, the structure is preserved. So you can copy lists, you can copy tables, you can copy, I don't know, even bolds, italics, or all kind of stuff. And in the 25 version, we improved this support so that you can better copy or import things in your documents. Now you can copy content inside a code block by preserving the indentation, and if the copy source have like how to say it, if you copy from a HTML page that have a code with elements surrounding some of the parts of the code, when you copy it in Web Author, only the text will be copied as you expect. And then you can also copy multiple paragraphs, and for each paragraph an element, and specific element will be, individual element will be inserted in your document. And for links, the improvement is that the links are creating without the xref attribute. So let me show you. I will open this link. Just close the last one. Okay. And let me open the other two links. Okay. And in order to demonstrate, I will I will say that I want to change the title of the topic. From planning, I will say planning automation. So let's say that I want to change the scope of this topic. I will add a code block here. Okay, and let's say that I want to copy a code block for another site in this location. I will go to Wikipedia. I will select this pseudocode, copy. I will go back to Web Author. Then I will paste with Control V, and you can see that the indentation was preserved. And if I go back to Wikipedia, even if the function if return keywords here are bolded, in this thing didn't affect it, the code block that I copied, because so that only the text was imported. Okay. Another thing about smart paste is that you can copy multiple paragraphs. Let's find 2 paragraphs to copy. Maybe those 2. Copy. And you can see how easily I've imported in DITA 2 HTML paragraphs together with the links. And this link, if I hover it, it shows the location, the same location, that was in the Wikipedia article. Okay. What I can do here more, maybe I can show you even how can I copy lists by copying this one. Let's say that I want to paste it here, and voila, it works simply. Okay, so I think that was it for smart paste. Let's move on. Now I will show the floating toolbar new actions. Now we made it possible to configure floating toolbar to have button groups so that you can put multiple actions inside a group. And for example, we use that to group the add link actions from DITA that will show right now. Okay. So let's say that in this paragraph, I want to write a reference to another file, the iris file that happens to be another topic within this project. I wrote like iris, and now if I select iris, the floating toolbar appears. And here you can see the button group that allows me to reference the other file. And the file browser appears that allows me to select the iris.data file. Then the web author asks me what part from that file I want to reference. So I can select this one, the whole document, or even I can choose the second target ID for a smaller part within the target document. Let's say that I want first one. Okay. And just like that, I've added a link to another DITA file easily. Well, but if we are here in the subject of the floating toolbar, let me show you another great things that this feature allows you to do. For example, here, let me just create a list with the seasons. I will click at the end of paragraph, then enter to invoke the contextual menu. I will find a list, then I will click enter. The list element is inserted, and now I will select spring, summer, autumn, and flowers. To move it inside the list, just cut it, paste. Now I have only one list item, but if I press enter, the first action that appears in the contextual menu allows me to split the list item from the current position. So I hit enter again. Enter. And just like that, I've created a list. And if I switch to the full tags mode, now I can see the element tags. And if I click an element, you can see that the floating toolbar appears again, but now it shows me just two actions that allows me to easily move list items up or down. Let's say that I want to move the currently selected item up one position. That's easy. But the floating toolbar have how to say it, it can be used in many other contexts from your document. For example, in this DITA document, we configured it when a table row is selected to show table-related actions, like the one that allows users to move rows up or down or to delete rows. Why not? So this is the power of the floating toolbar, the power to change the document contextually. You don't have to search for the actions on toolbar because there are a lot of actions and may not be so pleasant for you to move your focus from the table to the toolbar. It's great that you can keep your focus within the table area thanks to the floating toolbar. Okay, I think that's it for the floating toolbar. Let's move on. Okay. Another feature that I want to present is a rather small one, but I find it rather important. Now, when you open a DITA Map document, the topic graphs are collapsed by default so that you can easily explore the DITA Map. Usually, the DITA Maps have thousands, hundreds, or maybe thousands of topic graphs, and when you open a DITA Map, you kind of feel lost. It kind of feel very hard to find your way within all the topic graphs. And with this feature, we help users to explore a DITA map with ease. Just let me show you. I will click the link icon that will again open Web Author with a prepared sample. Just let me close the other tabs. Okay, as you can see, Web Author loaded and the topic graph structure is collapsed. That's great. And for the sake of the presentation, let's say that I want to search for a particular summer flower that I know that is somewhere within this project. So to do this, first, I will switch to the View Topic Titles mode from the toolbar button. This way, I will get to see the topic titles, not the file names. Now I can read the few topics from the first level of the map, and I kind of feel that the search topic is inside the flowers by season section. And if I expand it, okay, now I see summer flowers. Expand it again, and voila, I find the lilac. This was the topic that I was looking for. And in comparison, I will switch first to node tags, and let me just expand all the topic reference to see the difference between this compact view that allowed me to easily navigate within the map compared to the map with all the topics expanded. And to do this, I can invoke the expand all action from the contextual menu. And to be honest, my example doesn't have too many topic reference, but imagine a map with 1,000 topics that are above the one that you're looking for, 1,000 topics that you have to read before reaching the one you're looking for. So this is the power of this small detail of loading DITA maps with topics collapsed. Okay, now let's move on. Another great feature that Web Author 25 brings is the fact that we enabled outline view on DITA maps. So Web Author have an outline view that we configured in the DITA Map framework to act like a table of content. We configured it to show the topic reference, the topic refs. Sorry. And at a first glance, it's hard to see the benefit of this because you may think that all the information from the editor is duplicated in the side view, but it's not true. Note that outline allows you to organize the DITA map, allows you to copy topic refs from one place to another, allows you to also navigate or explore the DITA map that can have all the topics expanded. So it kind of adds new features to the DITA map editing experience in Web Author. Okay, now let me open the sample document to show what it looks like. And in the left side, you can see the outline. And it presents some elements within the document that is centered here. And the outline was configured in the DITA Map framework to show only the topic refs, so that you can see only the structure of the map. You can expand the topic refs just like you can do in the document, but now you can easily order them with the outline more easily, if you want, than you will do in the editor. Okay, beside the reordering, you can also have some actions in the contextual menu. You can edit the attributes from the elements. You can append a child. You can cut, copy, delete, or rename. Okay, and the outline really shines when the DITA map is in the view topic content. This mode, if enabled, will expand all the topic refs within the DITA map so that you can see all the DITA publication at once. Let me invoke it. And in this time, topics are loading, topics loaded, and you can see now, instead of the dull or boring topic ref element, you can see its content. And the great thing is now that outline view acts like a topic of content, if you want, and it helps me to navigate the map. So let's say that I want to go to a particular section within the map, maybe the copyright section. I don't know now how much scroll I have to do to reach that section. And it kind of takes me too much time to scroll and to read every section within the map to reach the copyright section. But thanks to the outline view, I simply see that the copyright section is the last one. And if I click it, the scroll of the document is moved so that I can see that section. Pretty great, right? Okay. Now that I mentioned view topic content that allows me to see all the content within my DITA project, I want to make another mention here. In this mode, I can also see all the review items or all the comments added in all the DITA topics within my project. Without this, I may have to open each file individually to see if I have review comments or if I have mentions. And in this view, in the review side view, I can scroll and see everything, all in the single place. It's kind of great. And if I click John here, an arrow points me where the comment was added. This comment was added over this word. I don't know how to pronounce it. And if I scroll up, this comment is from another topic. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that those features from Web Author kind of blends well, if you want, kind of works together great and offers a better editing or reviewing experience with Web Author. Okay, I think that I've mentioned all the important aspects of the outline. Now, let's move on. Another thing that I want to mention is edit references in place. This is another feature that was already present in Web Author, and it's kind of related to the previous subject. I just want to show it here. You can click this button, edit topic content, and it says that I have changes. I have to undo my changes before. Just let me undo everything. Okay. And if I hit edit topic content button, what happens is that the document enters in the mode where all topics are expanded. I see all the content, but I can also edit their content. So I can, from here, edit the content of another file. This introduction is another file. This is even another file, and I can edit all of them from once, from a single page, not having to switch to multiple tabs, browser tabs, because it's obvious that I could open each topic within the map in a special or individual tab in my browser, but I think that that will be hard for me. Okay, that's it about the edit topic content. Let's move on. Now we entered in the second part of the webinar where I present the extensibility demonstration that allows multiple users to write content together on Git without conflicts. So this section is composed of two parts as well. The first part, I tried to offer some time to analyze the problem and the technical details of it. I will offer some details about Web Author API or Web Author features that made this proof of concept possible. And then I will show you some details, some technical details about Git, so that every one of you will understand how conflicts appear and how you can use Web Author to avoid them. And lastly, I will show you a live presentation where I have two side-by-side editors, and I will edit in both of them. I will save in both of them, and I will show you the history on GitHub. Okay, let's move on. Now let's talk about Web Author extensibility. Well, frankly, Web Author is highly extensible because it has not only the inherited Oxygen SDK Java API, but it also have its own API above that, an JavaScript API. And above all, it can be extended via the Oxygen frameworks. So you have multiple extension points. Okay. And I just want to mention that these great extensibility possibilities for Web Author are first backed by us and then backed by community. Are backed by us via the customization manual, via the Oxygen XML blog, via the two repositories with sample plugins and sample frameworks. And lastly, via the technical support. And you can see here a link with some testimonials where many happy customers somehow express their opinion about the quality of our technical support. But this is not all. We also have a great community on Oxygen XML forum, where we have currently over 50,000 posts and over 80,000 members. And another thing that I want to mention here is the open source community, where many people around the world created frameworks or plugins or other things like this and shared with the world. And here Radu, in his blog post, mentioned some of the publicly available framework or plugins for Oxygen that can also, I think, compatible with Web Author. You can download the PDF when you can download the presentation PDF when will be publicly available on our website, and you can access all those links that I've put in my slides. Okay. And as a funny joke, if I'm allowed to, one can even write a plugin to turn Oxygen XML Web Author into a semanticless markdown editor. This is an idea that came to my mind when I created the slides of this presentation. And the funny thing here is that it's true. We also have a plugin that adds markdown editing support in Web Author. So the point that I'm trying to make is that Web Author is really highly accessible, and you can turn it in whatever you want or whatever you need. Okay. Now let's talk about the concurrent editing support, because Web Author, excuse me, the current editing support. Well, Web Author have support for concurrent editing. What does it mean? It means that multiple users can edit the same document together concurrently. So let's say I can edit together with you the same document, and the changes that I make, you see them in real time. So this is the concurrent editing support, and I want to mention that all the persons or all the people within the concurrent session, we call it peers. So I may use this term in the future slides. And beside it, we call a concurrent session where peers edit together a room. Just to prepare you for the terms that I will use in the following slides. Okay. And how was it possible to create this proof of concept or this solution? This was possible because the concurrent editing support have an API that allows you to create a concurrent session, a room. It allows you to join an existing room. It allows you to choose a saving strategy where users can, let's say if I make an edit and you make an edit in the document, our changes can be saved either together in the single save or a single commit, or you can opt for another saving strategy that save our changes individually. You can choose that with the current API, and then you also, via the API, you can intercept the saves. Okay, I think that's it about the API. No more details. I may get a little bit too into technical details, but I'm doing this in order to demonstrate the solution. For those of you that may not comprehend all the details from once, you can note that you can contact us on the support address and we can talk afterwards, or you can also see the recordings again. Oh, oops, I've skipped some slides. Okay, here. Now another important mention here is an invariant or a convention or a contract about the concurrent editing session, is that the save requests that are fired by web author to the file servers, for example, GitHub, are sequential, even if peers edited the document at the same exact time. So web author, what it does is that no matter that we edit in the same time the document, he knows and is able to fire sequential requests to the GitHub to actually save the changes. Note that GitHub is only an example. You can connect it to multiple file servers. But considering that my demonstration is about solving Git conflicts, I've choose to use it as an example here. Now let's talk about Git. Git. Note that it's a technology. It's very popular. I think it's the most popular source control or revision control system used around. And what Git? Because Git is only the technology. I've choose to focus my demo on GitHub because I think that is the most known or most used Git server. And why I considered this to be so important, or what's the fuss with it? Well, conflicts do scare many, and they bother us all. Even if I'm an expert in Git, the conflict bothers me too, because I have to lose time in order to solve it. And a solution that would prevent conflicts to happen, just it will save me time, and I find it very important. Then let's talk about a few Git specific terms. Well, a repository, consider it to be a project with files. A commit in Git represents just a snapshot of the project files, just like you would copy all the project in another directory to backup it. A commit does the exact same thing. Then the commit hash or SHA, this is an unique ID of an commit. So every commit is identified by the commit SHA. Then there is the Git branch. The Git branch is simply put a pointer to a commit and nothing more. It's just a name that points to a commit by its SHA. So those are the crash course. This is like a crash course in Git, just to understand the basicest concepts in order to understand the challenge and the solution. Furthermore, let's take a look about the commit. A commit, like I said previously, is a snapshot of the files, and it contains, or let's say contains, but it's not quite accurate, but let's stick with it simply. A commit contains data files together with their metadata. And the commit metadata contains the date where the commit was created. The committer, the one who created the commit, the author, the one who made the changes from the files, and it also contains a pointer, if you say, to the parent commit. This is used to have like a timeline view for the commits. You can inspect them you can see them in order. You can see how a file incrementally changes. This is the parent commit I used for. Then I just want to make a mention about the difference between the committer and the author. The committer is the one that commits the commit, that creates the commit, but it isn't necessarily the commit author, the co-author of the files committed, because I can also cherry pick another colleague commit and just put it in my branch and push it. Okay, I won't go in any more details about commits. That's all the basic knowledge about them that you need in order to understand the solution. Then here you can visualize how to say it. You can see in a visual way a commit or a project, each dot being a commit. Here you can see a label-like-ish metaphor. This is actually the branch, a pointer, like I said. And this timeline or line is made possible because every commit has a pointer to the previous one. So like this, you can visualize them. Okay, let's move on. Now the hard part. In this slide, I've created a timeline T0, T1, T2, T3, T4, and so on. And those are time moments. And for every time moment, I've specified an action or detailed an action made by two users that at the end cause a commit, and one of them encounters a commit and is unable to save the changes made. Okay, let's get through each step, each action. The initial moment is where the GitHub has the main branch pointing to the SHA-111. So this is what GitHub knows. In the following moment, John opens a document from the main branch, and it finds the document at SHA-111. Then Mary opens, after John, a document from the main branch that it also found at the SHA-111. So they kind of open in the same time a document from a Git repo. Oh, sorry. Then Mary made a change to a file and tries to save it and requests GitHub to update the main branch from SHA-111 to SHA-112. SHA-112 is denoted by her changes. Of course, GitHub accepts because in this moment, the position of the main branch is at SHA-111. After this, John also make a change to a file and request GitHub to update the main branch from the SHA-111. Why the SHA-111? Because this was the revision found when he opened the file, the base revision that he have to he needs this revision to call the GitHub API. GitHub API needs to receive what you change and what was the base. Okay, and he asks to update it to another revision. Why another? Because he made another change that caused another SHA to be computed. In this case, GitHub simply rejects to update the main branch because the branch is at SHA-112 and John asked to move it from 111. So here is the conflict. Here, lastly, I want to mention that GitHub does reject the request from John in order to not to override Mary's changes. So this is the conflict. And now let's talk about the solution. The proof of concept solution. Well, the solution sounds like this. If Mary and John edit inside the concurrent session with WebAuthor, then WebAuthor fires GitHub push request in the strict sequential order, so WebAuthor can update the base SHA after each push, in such preventing conflicts to happen. The solution, sorry, I will have to drink some water. The core of the solution is here, because WebAuthor have the possibility to update its base SHA so that when he made the second request, it does the request, but with the updated SHA. And sorry for the ugliness, but I didn't find a better way to express the changes. I've striked through what was before, and I've underlined the added text that creates or composes the solution. The changes start from when John first opens the document, because when he opens the document, it opens it inside WebAuthor and the concurrent session is created. Then when Mary opens the document, it actually joins the previously created concurrent session that was created by John, and they simply edit the document together, the same document. Then not Mary, how to say it? Mary uses now WebAuthor to save the file to GitHub. So actually WebAuthor requests GitHub to update main branch from SHA-111 to SHA-112. And GitHub accepts, and WebAuthor takes note that main is now at SHA-112, takes note that the concurrent session is now based on the SHA-112. Then, when John tries to save, WebAuthor requests GitHub to update main from SHA-112 to 121. So this this makes GitHub to accept the push request so that GitHub accepts and everyone's happy. Okay, but before showing the demonstration, I want to mention a limitation. You won't receive any conflict from GitHub as long as you use Web Author. If another colleague of you force push in that branch, you can encounter conflicts. But if you stick with Web Author, you won't. This is the limitation. Okay, and the exciting part, let's see it in action. I've prepared the server, Web Author server, on my local machine that have plugin that customize Web Author so that it automatically creates the concurrent session and handles the GitHub requests. So just let me open the link and close the other tabs for clarity. And I will put the first browser in the left side. Okay. I will also add another browser tab in the right side, and I will copy this link from here to here, and I will log in with another user. In the left side, I have my name, Bogdan Dumitru, and in the right side, I will log in with this user, Oxygen something, whatever that means. And when the second editor finished loading, you can see that something appeared. The user from the right side, now the selection from that user is visible in the left side. So if the Oxygen user, let's call it like this, the Oxygen user, the one from here, changes the selection, the other user will see it because they are in a concurrent session. And this means that, let me collapse it, every change made by the Oxygen user instantly is visible by the other users, by the Bogdan user. And let's save the document from Oxygen user by clicking the toolbar button. It's saved. And let me open the GitHub website in order to show you the commit history from this file. And if I click here, I can show you that this user committed now a change in this file. So you can see this change. I think there are many lines highlighted by the GitHub because I guess that the line ending changed when this user committed. But actually, this letter here is what it added, what he added. And if I go back to Bogdan's editor, I can make also a change here. I can remove this bad letter that make the typo and save the document again, and the document is saved. And if I refresh the GitHub commits history, you see that Bogdan committed and changed the document. You can see the change. Okay, but that's not, it does not all that Web Author can do in this case. It also can edit the topics, because my customization also enable automatically the edit references in place, the edit topic content mode, that allows me to even edit inside them with ease and save. And I go here and let me show you that I can delete it if I want to, and save again. And voila, it works, no conflict. And what can I do more? Another interesting thing is that I can even insert structure here from the toolbar. I can choose the create a new data resource and insert a reference to it, and I've placed my caret between the two topics, and I can now easily create a new topic. Let's put it here, and let's give it a better name, like most newest topic or something like this, and then create, and the new file is created and it instantly appears in the other editor, and the other person now can start writing whatever he wants, and everyone's happy, no conflict appears. I can use the outline view to navigate within my document. In this mode, with this proof of concept, I think you can transparently, or all the users or all the colleagues for your company can start writing content on GitHub with Web Author instantly, because they don't have to find the topic where they need to write. They simply open the map with topics expanded, that they can find the section that want to change. They don't have to solve conflicts, and they don't have to know too many, not even XML syntax, because this is covered by Web Author. You don't have to know how to write an XML element in order to be able to write one. That's great, right? And don't worry that your colleagues will break things, because Web Author also have validation. If a newbie writes something bad, you can the application will automatically notify the users that the user that added some bad content, if you want. Okay, I think this was the final demonstration. I've covered commits, I've covered how you can also create new files within the Git repository. I show you two side-by-side editors, but if I duplicate this one, I can have multiple editors. Okay, everyone see each other selection, everyone see each other changes in real time. Okay, so this is the proof of concept. Let's move back to the presentation. But last, I want to make some mentions about the demo. to be clear, this was just a proof of concept. It's not a feature built in within the product, but the product enables it because it have a powerful API that you can use to write a simple plugin to do that. If you are interested in this customization, you can write us on our support address and we can talk about this. Okay. This conflict-free editing mode is made possible only by Web Author concurrent editing support. So without concurrent editing, you cannot do it. Okay. There are two save strategies available. So when saving, a user can either save all changes made by all peers within the concurrent session, or the application can be configured to make for each user, for each change, an individual commit. This is also an API somewhere in our documentation. Then I want to express the fact that this feature, this proof of concept, blends well with other features that Web Author offers, like edit references in place. Okay. Lastly, I want to mention that Web Author outline view is not yet editable in the concurrent sessions, but it might be somewhere in the future. I'm not sure about the timeline, but with the outline, you could also rearrange topics even if you are in the concurrent session. By the way, this line here is actually my caret. The outline view shows my caret position within the document, and it shows me that I am above the introduction topic, like I am. Okay, now I'm in the introduction topic and it highlights it. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Okay, and the worthiest mention is that we have another product called Oxygen Content Fusion, and the great thing with this product is that it integrates Web Author with concurrent editing support for you. So you have to just turn it on with a single click to be able to concurrently edit documents with your colleagues within Content Fusion. So if you don't want to, I don't know, create your own solution with Web Author, know that you always can download Content Fusion and use it straightforward. And here is the link for Content Fusion, oxygenxml.com Content Fusion. And if you open it, you can read more about it. You can even take a evaluation for free and see all other features that it offers, because this is only a secondary feature that Content Fusion offers. Okay, so that being said, I want to thank you. This is the final of the presentation. Hope that I was clear enough about the proof of concept, and that that you liked the idea of conflict-free solution. Thank you very much. Now let's get through the questions. Okay, I will have to expand the view to see the questions. Let me see if we have one. We have a few. but I have a little problem with GoToWebinar. I cannot extend to see the full question. Alin?
Yes, Bogdan. I can help you and read it to you.
Please.
First of all, thank you for the extensive information and the comprehensive look onto Web Author's newest features and functionalities. So thank you once more. The question that came from Arthur: does view topic content affect performance? The Flower DITA Map is small, but in real-world context, we usually have big maps, many conref, etc. Could you tell us more about Web Author performance?
Well, of course, if you if you enable the view topic content, Web Author will have to read every topic from your publication. And if you have like 1,000 topics, Web Author will have to make 1,000 requests to GitHub or to your file server to open them. Yes, it will impact the loading time, but you can find mitigations for that, like grouping your topics in subtopics in smaller DITA maps in order to open them faster. This is a solution for the loading time with view topic content. And another solution, I think, that will be to read just the first time when you open them in view topic content, and the second time to somehow cache them. I think this is the answer.
Thank you, Bogdan. We don't really have any other questions that were asked during your presentation, because the information that this is what I think, that the information that you presented was extensive indeed. So maybe it didn't leave a lot of room for interpretation. But we have some feedback. Many thanks, Bogdan. Great presentation from John and from Manfred. Thank you. That was great, like usual. So thank you, Bogdan.
Thank you very much.
I will take control now, and let me remind everyone again that the recording for today's webinar will be available starting tomorrow on the event page, along with Bogdan's presentation slides. So you can return back to it. And also, you can write to us directly by using the Oxygen feedback commenting platform found at the bottom of this very same page. If you have any feedback for us, or if you have other questions that you might want to ask Bogdan, and for sure he will return with an answer as quickly as possible. Before saying goodbye, I want to encourage you to take a look at our events page. Right now, we don't have any more webinars scheduled for the near future, but for sure we will continue our series of webinars with other occasions. Also, you can find the links for those future webinars in the events page, and also you can see what other conferences are waiting for our team, so you can meet them in person over there. And in closing, I want to thank you all for being able to join us today. I hope you had a great time and that you enjoyed Bogdan's presentation. Again, a big thank you to our today's presenter, Bogdan Dumitru. So thank you, Bogdan. And also a big thank you to Christy and Mihaela that were behind the scenes to make sure that your questions were answered in real time. As always, we will have for sure some great events ahead of us. Just make sure to check our website from time to time and our social media channels. And I hope that some of you will be able to join us again in the following weeks and months. Until next time, stay safe and have a great day or evening. Bye-bye.